The present contains nothing more than the past, and what is found in the effect was already in the cause. Laughter is the corrective force which prevents us from becoming cranks. Fortunately, some are born with spiritual immune systems that sooner or later give rejection to the illusory worldview grafted upon them from birth. All the living whole together, and all yield to the same influence. Life does not proceed by the association and addition of elements, but by dissociation and division. The idea of the future, pregnant with doubt and infinity possibilities, is thus more fruitful than the future itself. The intention of a single word has a power unknown in entire treatises. We must think in man's everyday world, in that concrete world of actions, interests, and concerns. True duration is that which will appear to us if we are able to withdraw ourselves from our action and not cease to think of it. There are realities that are by no means of this world, but which make us think of another world. I believe that all the great philosophers are men who have all suffered deeply. I believe that this faculty of sympathy will extend more and more in proportion as we purify ourselves. The final end of the universe is a process of growing towards more complexity and individuality. To follow the movement of the real is to attach oneself to what is most concrete. One can almost say that we perceive things only in the measure in which they interest us. The intuition that we have of the succession of our conscious states is incomplete. If I want to obtain a vivid and precise representation of the passage of time, I must consider it in terms of space. The vital instinct does not express itself in a universal and general way. Every living thing, even that which appears most simple, is extremely complex. There are things that are greater than man and yet are part of him. Man's intelligence does not proceed by a rigid and unchangeable logic, but by a flexible and mobile logic. The heart has its reasons that reason does not know. The past is no longer, the future is not yet. The future is no more than an extension of the present. There is no age at which we are less receptive to illusion than at any other. Our personality is that which is able to change while preserving its identity. What we call time is a flow in which our acts arise and disappear. Our personality appears to us as a point, but we shall see that it is a line. We should guard against all false ideas of the real. The very notion of the individual implies the possibility of society. The vision of the future must not obscure the need for action in the present. A true philosopher is one who sees beyond the immediate. There is no reason to doubt that the mind creates the world. The science of today is the error of tomorrow. Life is an effort that demands great attention. To think clearly is to act rightly. Philosophy is a matter of seeing and no longer of acting. To philosophize is to see the world anew. Every moment of life is a fresh beginning. The essence of life is growth. Reality is a process, not a state. The mind is constantly in motion. The present is the only reality. Life is a journey, not a destination. Time is the medium of change. Every moment is a new beginning. The mind's activity is the source of all creativity. The future is always open to new possibilities. Life is a constant search for meaning. True reality is found in movement and change. The philosopher must be a person of action. Every idea contains within it the seed of action. To live is to act. A pain grows more intense if we dwell on it. A situation is always opened to interpretation. Laughter appears to stand in need of an echo. The present is the only reality, and the only time. The only cure for vanity is laughter. To perceive is to immobilize. Instinct finds nothing of the particular. We began by seeking time and finding space. Man is a metaphysical animal. Consciousness cannot go wrong. The universe is a machine for making gods. Every age has its own philosophy. There is more to see than meets the eye. Each of us lives in time as in a box. The effort of the intellect is a constructive one. We must learn to see before we can see. Nothing is given. All is created. All creation is a kind of conquest over death. Freedom is a process of becoming. The development of life is a spontaneous movement. The dynamic aspect of reality is the creative process. It is the function of the intellect to distinguish between things. There is no greater joy than that of feeling oneself a creator. The philosopher should care above all for the joy of seeing. To philosophize is to reverse the normal direction of the mind. The true essence of life is found in its unfolding. The past, present, and future are but one continuous movement. To understand the world, we must understand time. Subscribe and share.